MasterChef Ireland. Follow their journey on Facebook and Twitter.
Yesterday, the final 9 MasterChef contestants had a long day. They prepped, cooked and served up 300 meals. But today, that's all behind them, and they must return to the MasterChef kitchen to face the judges and battle for their MasterChef lives.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen.
Thank you.
You are 9 of the very best amateur cooks in the country.
And there is no doubt that you can all cook. But in this industry, being able to cook is just one part of the equation. The greatest attribute of being a chef is being able to taste.
Today's challenge is a palate test. You will each be given an individual plate of 21 flavours. You will have 2 minutes to identify as many as you can.
Take for granted, we're not looking for ingredients like salt, cream, sugar, or pepper. We specifically want you to identify the flavours. So good luck, guys. Thanks.
I think if I go out today, I'll be very, very disappointed because it'll be based on my ability to taste things under pressure rather than my ability to cook.
You probably have about 10 seconds to write down each ingredient, including tasting, so it's going to be quite high pressure.
I think it would be a terrible way to go out, just on a palate test. I want it pretty badly.
Preferably, I'd love to see something Mediterranean, although I think it's quite unlikely. The general consensus is that maybe we're going to be given something Asian, something Indian.
I'd like to think I'm above the average, you know, for palates. Hopefully it won't be something I've never seen or tasted before.
Today, the ultimate palate test. They will face a dish which includes ingredients from red mullet to chicory, lemongrass to star anise. Some are recognisable and unmasked, others are disguised as mousses, jellies and foams.
Most of them they can see, so they should be able to identify them, a majority of them, just by looking at them. Then they have to double check that they are what they think they are by tasting them. I don't want them to eat the dish as a whole. Yeah. I want them to literally go after the flavours individually. It would be interesting to see who gets the most.
First up to face the judges is Wexford man Pearce.
Confidence levels wouldn't be huge today. It's probably the most nervous I've felt coming into an elimination day.
Okay, so you've got 2 minutes to identify as many flavours, and your time starts now.
It wouldn't be my strong point, I don't think. I think some of the other contestants would have far more experience and probably refined palates than I would. There's some ingredients that they know that I've never even heard of.
You got 10 seconds left. That's it, you're done.
Pearce, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next up is 28-year-old business manager Mary.
So Mary, you have 2 minutes to identify as many flavours as you can, and your time starts now.
Okay, thank you. I think I probably am a bit worried. You know, we didn't win yesterday, so I haven't got, you know, stars for yesterday's performance. In exams, ordinarily, you get stressed out, but I've never been in an exam that has been 2 minutes long, so there's no time to settle your nerves. You're just going to be kind of having to perform very, very, very quickly.
Okay, Mary, 10 seconds left. Big push now.
That's it, Mary.
Time's up, Mary. Thanks, Mary.
I have no idea at this point. I think for whoever goes today, it'll be a massive shock. I think there's every chance that I'm going home this evening.
Throughout the competition, market stall assistant Claire Ann has been very daring with her combination of unusual flavours, but has been criticised that it's too much and advised to tone it down.
Today we didn't want to smell it, we didn't want to eat it. We're down to our last legs.
I quite like cooking with a lot of different flavours and actually have been told off before in the competition for putting too many ingredients into my dishes. So I'm not too daunted by the fact that it's going to become quite complex flavours that we're going to be trying to discern.
A bit quicker, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 10 seconds. No pressure. Time's up. Thank you so much. Just put your name down for me.
Next up is 28-year-old occupational therapist, Regine.
So you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Start.
Yep.
Go, Bridget.
I think I have an average palate. I enjoy food. I can taste flavors that sometimes other people don't pick out. So maybe I'll surprise myself and get all 20 and fly through it.
Okay, that's it. Time, it's the last one. Okay?
Yeah.
I'd just love to get through this task and actually get back into the kitchen and, put into practice some of the stuff that I've learned over the previous task.
I should start writing, Richard. Ten seconds left. That's it. We're done, Richard. Thank you.
Yeah, all I'll say is it's lucky I did well yesterday, or else I'd be going home. That's for sure.
Connell.
Hi, Carl. So, Carl, time starts now.
Identify as many flavours.
Time pressure is something that worries me a little bit. 2 minutes will fly by in there, so you're writing, you're thinking at the same time. So I think a lot of people will slip up in that regard more than actually understanding or identifying the ingredients.
Time's up, Colonel.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Former vegan Shane is to face the judges.
I was a vegetarian for 16 years and a vegan for a number of years, so I suppose that has challenged me and I've learned a lot of skills from it. I went looking at Japanese foods, I went looking at Middle Eastern, and a lot of ethnic foods would be vegetarian-based, and maybe there's something in there that I could have a string to my bow that other people don't have.
I think there was column as well. I thought it is.
That's you, you're finished. I know it.
Mike is next to test out his palate.
I like to taste new dishes anywhere I go, anywhere I travel, and buy a lot of ingredients from Asian supermarkets or, anywhere I can come across something new just to taste and see what it's like, just to understand it.
Time's up.
Last up is our youngest contestant, architectural student, Christine.
So you ready?
I think I haven't had as much experience maybe as perhaps other contestants. I would love to have gone traveling a bit more or tasted other cultures.
That's it. I was watching some of them eating things like the grapefruit. You can see instantly that that's fennel and that's grapefruit. And I thought they would have been frantically looking for the flavors that, that weren't so obvious.
Isn't it strange to observe Claire Ann? What she's shown us throughout the competition, all these mad flavors and strange marriages.
It was like she was terrified. Richard struggled so much.
Oh, he did, you could see.
I had such hopes for Richard from the beginning. Even 10. He didn't even get 10.
Now, Conal, I think I sort of put in the same category as Richard, in all fairness.
Well,
because...
he got the same amount of ingredients,
Yeah.
and he might enjoy cooking, but he doesn't have a relationship with food that some of the other ones have. We're at the stage now where we can't afford to carry anyone. Every day matters. So to actually stand them on a spot today and kind of, you know, say, right, okay, do you have the skills that you claim to have? And it was funny who shone and who didn't.
And now, our final 9 return to face the judges. But for one of them, it will be for the last time.
Guys, welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. As I'm sure you're all wondering what the flavors were used today. Fennel, star anise, basil, white seedless grapes, pink grapefruit, Thai shallots, olive oil, red mullet, and scallops.
And the other flavors in the tasting challenge are chicory, baby cucumbers, coriander, ginger, citrus fruits, vinegar, dill, lemongrass, avocado, and Pernod.
Can I just say that it felt like some of you were looking on the plate for the ingredients that you did know, as opposed to looking for the ingredients that you didn't know.
The purpose of the taste test was to see if you could identify specific flavor that could stand up as ingredients on their own. All of you, to some degree, did do this today. However, we were a little disappointed as to how long it took you to establish those flavors, considering a lot of them were very visible to the eye. This really tested your knowledge of ingredients, but also made us very aware of how far you still have to go.
Take 3 steps forward if you identified the main component of the dish, which was red mullet.
Unfortunately, I confused the main ingredient. I jotted it down as red snapper, and it was actually red mullet. So I was kind of on the back foot.
Take 1 step forward if you identified the secondary ingredient of the dish, fresh scallop.
When they called out the main ingredients, the red mullet and the scallop, I realised that if I hadn't got those two, that I was going to be in trouble.
Conal, Claire Anne, and Richard. Not only did you not identify the main ingredient, you only named the most obvious and the most visual of the ingredients. And therefore, you 3 are the weakest.
It was quite unusual when I turned around and realised I was left with Conal and Richard, who the previous day I had worked with and had a fabulous experience.
If you got one of the most hidden elements of the taste test, the vinegar, take a well-deserved big step forward.
They were looking for somebody, and they clearly indicated that, who could identify the more subtle flavours. Things like the olive oil and vinegar, they're the sort of things you'll kick yourself about.
The person who got the highest number of ingredients, including Thai shallots, take a big step forward, Christine. Well done.
Well done.
Fantastic.
We have taken everything into consideration today, from yesterday's performance and today's challenge. And unfortunately, the person we're sending home today is Richard. I'm terribly sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you, Richard. But But if you could leave the MasterChef kitchen now and take off your apron.
Thank you.
I think that, you know, failing in the palate test today almost has kind of brought up for me that I've got to be a little bit more exacting with how I use flavours and not just go for the really big bold ones and let them overwhelm a dish.
I did far worse than that I thought I did.
I think I'm gonna have to up my game. I think the competition is getting more and more kind of difficult and intense now, so I think the margin for error is very, very small.
In 6 months' time, if you ask me how it feels to be in the last 8, I'd say it's absolutely brilliant. But at the moment, what I'm really looking to do is get further. You know, I really feel like I've got something to prove to the guys now.
I'm pretty disappointed, but actually, to be honest with you, I think it's probably, you know, the right time for me to go. The love and passion for cooking will always be alive. I mean, it's, you know, in me, it's absolutely a part of who I am, and I cook every day for my family, and, you know, I've a little 2-year-old boy, and I'll be cooking for him as long as he grows up, and, you know, I go back to my family and my life, and I love that.
Next time on MasterChef.
This morning is your first masterclass, and it is with Roger Pisey.
Crushing. You're in a professional kitchen now. You're in my kitchen. You'll work the way I want you to work.
You going into a kitchen at MasterChef level and not reading a recipe correctly, it's just breathtaking.
Oh well, it's the end of the MasterChef road for Big Softy Richard as he struggled on the taste test. But see if he sheds a few tears on the John Murray Show tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock on RTE Radio 1. Next tonight on RTE 2, the election results are in for The Good Wife.